Hey guys, it is Trevor here. I posed as Bob Owlson on the Gaslands Facebook page. And I just wanted to put up a quick post and also test out this new cheap 4K camera I got, which is a generic GoPro basically, and see if I could, I don't know, maybe put up a point of inspiration for you guys. Because what I have here is my travel copy of Gaslands. It's just a cheap little box, a couple stickers I printed out real quick. And it's designed so me and a couple friends at work can play games, and you can also bring it around and introduce people to games. So without further ado, I will crack open this bad boy here. It's probably the most important part. These are Disney Cars micro racers. I couldn't find micro machines without paying an arm and a leg on eBay. And these guys are 6 for $3. I don't necessarily like the way these guys look all the time. They're a little stubby, but it does help when you're actually putting the weapons and so forth on. I have them magnetized, and I have washers glued here, so they just snap right to the lid of the case. You can take them out. Obviously, some are still a work in progress. Unfortunately, I'm using, I think the character's name is Mater for the truck. I come from Nebraska, so I actually hate that character, because it's Larry the Cable Guy. I'm not going to go into that. Here's a sense of scale. It's 57 Chevy. It's a little papercraft shipping container to give you an idea of scale. And that actually brings me to the problem is that when you have a travel size, often one of the major problems that you have is the terrain for these guys to race on. And so what I have here are the cards that we use. The quickest way is just by taking a 3x5 card, folding it, and you basically can make, you can even just hand draw like I have here, a quick fence or two, which is great for the death races. If you want to go a little bit more inspired, what you do is you can print out, these are shipping label stickers that have been stuck on foam core. This one's in particular from Fallout. I have a couple from the actual Gaslands site that Mike was kind enough to put up. And these bottom parts are just GW little bits of flash and stuff that were on there. I think I had to make a Forge World Death Roller for a friend's Blood Bowl team, and that's where those came from. So those guys are fun to actually add a little bit of extra to the settings. There's a really good artist that put this up online for the community. So I have those guys, I have that. This right here is actually Lego studs. I have a friend that his kid is completely into Lego. I just borrowed a couple of those, glued them together, painted them green, put the little brass rings on, and when you're driving around, it actually looks like a set of barrels that you have to try to avoid. Some other little bits of flash. These are just racing stripes on foam core, so they act as 4 gates for the death race. There's the movement templates, scaled down to 70%. Mike's scale on that was perfect. We use a spark gap coin for our, or I should say measuring device, for our pole position. It's nice and heavy, it goes back and forth. And then finally, I like to try to keep things tidy and easy to move around. Here are the washers that we actually, when we're taking these off the lid, these guys snap right onto, and then they don't slide around as much, and you can use them, there's a better example, to just play the game. In the bin, there's also the shift dice. I have small little dice on here. I'm actually just going to dump these guys out. Then we have audience votes and a little safety baggie. The hazard tokens, all important of course, because I wipe out almost all the time. And ammo tokens. So there you have it. You have an entire tiny box with enough for a couple people to play, especially depending on what you're doing. We usually just do one-on-one teams, but if we can get enough people, we'll just break it down. We have smaller values, but it's enough that you can actually just bring the game around and play wherever you want. All that in a little box. Let me know what you guys think. Hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry if my droning voice got boring. Have a good one.